The collaborative discussion. This comes directly from Common Core's language arts standards. And it's having to do with performance standards of the students discussing. And so it's a form of discussion, but it's collaborative. And I really like the way that the Common Core standards, just the standards, not any of the assessments or the state money that's attached, blah, blah, blah. Nothing political here. Just the standards themselves. I really like them for high school, how they force the students to engage in the conversation. So there's lots of rules. It's a very regimented, collaborative discussion. The first time you engage in this with your students, it'll take 3 days. The first day is explaining what it is. You'll need to have rules of discussion. And the way that I set it up is you have students in a U or even a circle. And the most important part here is that the students are leading the discussion, not you, the teacher. You are simply there to facilitate if needed. But the students should be able to, and I've done this before, and the students are able to engage and go from there. The other thing that's important is that every student will have a placard of his or her name on it, almost like a Model UN, if you're familiar with that. And that's in front of them. They come to the discussion ready. Okay, so it's not okay, today we're going to talk about this. It's the day before. They're going to come, it could even be days before, where they're going to come with their evidence, their investigations and all that. They're literally going to bring their own questions as well. And what you're going to do as the facilitator is, as the students, they want to start off with a particular question, the student's going to raise his or her placard, and you will simply say, okay, Sally, go ahead. Sally will speak. Meanwhile, other students are raising their placards. This is where order comes in. They raise their placard, you give them a nod, and you write their name down, or I had all of their names on index cards, so I could literally put them out in order of who's speaking. And so my job was literally just to go, okay, it's your turn. It's your turn. And that way they're not talking over each other. I found that students really like that, because you get some students who are the talkers, and they'll just sit there and talk. And this forces them to go in order. And then for those students who want to talk but don't want to compete, now they can do that. And it also forces some of those highly introverted students to at least say something, and you can play with how you want to do that. And then they get graded based on their conversation. And so I have a rubric that's based on the collaborative discussion model, and you as the teacher have a sheet with all the students' names on it, and it's literally a rubric, and I do hatch marks and how much they're doing that. It's wonderful, fantastic for collaboration. I found that my students love those, in terms of it's really, really good. They enjoy the conversation, especially in high school. They want to get deep. This is a great opportunity for them to learn how to have discussions with the rules of discussion, so that they're actually collegially talking about things, but also they're coming with not just their own opinions, but with investigation and evidence and so on. Enjoy.